Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Neon Souls. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Friday evening. We're here to play some more Cypher System and in our ongoing Cyberpunk campaign. We'll talk a little bit about what we're doing tonight. If you're new and you haven't been around for any of our other episodes, you're probably gonna be a little bit lost, but it'll be fun, and we make goofs and get way off topic anyway, so it's not like even I can follow what's going on all the time. So you can join me and commiserate in my plight. We have some other shows that you can join us for if you enjoy what you see here tonight. Our next stream will be tomorrow as Saturday, a fantastic game, I say with my unbiased opinion, called Saturday Nights Star Power, where we are playing Fate now. We're in our season 2 of this show. It is roughly inspired by shows like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and we're leaning into a little more of like paranormal investigation anime. And we had our first session 2 weeks ago. You can check that out. Have plenty of time before tomorrow. Get all caught up, even though it's season 2. It's been a lot of retconning and changing and time travel, so it's all new. So come join us for it tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I run it. That was why I plugged it the way I did. So yeah. Otherwise, our schedule for the next week should be normal. I don't think that we have anything that is changing this week. So check out our full lineup of shows. If you're watching us live on Twitch, below our faces, you can see everything that we've got going on our current schedule. If you're watching us on YouTube some point in the future, head over our Twitch page. You can see whatever we're doing right now, because who knows, whatever the heck that we're doing. We're just playing Yahtzee every night. Very boring. I'm going to stop talking and let my lovely players here introduce themselves and talk about what they are doing, who they are, anything that they want to promote or plug, and who they're playing here tonight. Starting with Morgan.
I'm Morgan. I'm Imaginatrix on the internet, so Instagram, Twitter, all those places. I'm a cosplayer, so if you like costumes, check me out. And tonight I'm playing Clarity, who is a creative hacker who works the system with technology.
I'm looking at the overlay and I almost forgot I go next. Hello. I'm tired. Welcome. I'm Savvy. I'm at
tired,
Savvy
I'm Val.
I thought someone was gonna say it. Thank you. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. I stream Thursdays through Sundays, mostly here, either playing in games or running them. And on Sunday nights, after the game that I run called Thursday's Children, you can find me on twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing Dungeons and Dragons. And it's very fun. But tonight, I am Choke, who is a hardy merc who looks for trouble.
Yes, you do. Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on Twitters at Greek Sid. Usually talking about all the fun stuff I'm doing on here and elsewhere. I am here Thursdays, Fridays, every other Saturday, including this one for Star Power, and on Sundays. Mostly playing, but on Thursdays I do run a marvelous game of Good Society, which we had yesterday. I blew up Val character's house. It's okay though, because they'll wake up the next morning and it won't have happened. If you're confused, you should watch, because it'll make a lot more sense that way. Yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, check that out for sure. And I'm also on Mondays over on twitch.tv/InfiniteRP playing Flames of Freedom, Revolutionary War, plus Eldritch Horror. It's a lot of fun. Check that out, 8 o'clock Eastern. I did my predictive text, so tonight I am playing Impulse. Impulse is a charming hustler who leads the team in a long run with a smile. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Well, I guess I go next. Hey, everybody. My name is Sam. You can also find me everywhere on the internet as Smackaroni. I am a cosplayer. So you can follow me on Twitch or Twitter. And Twitch is good too. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. I am here on just Friday nights right now playing Neon Souls. And tonight I am playing Chance, who is a clumsy biologist who conducts weird science with skills and knowledge and has the worst dancing ability you've ever seen.
And I am running this game. I am Val at the Kraken's Crowd on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through... I'm trying to ignore my players right now. You can find me here Thursdays through Sundays playing and or running games. I run this game. I run 2 games on Saturdays, alternating. Saturday night Star Power and Mistborn, both of which have just started up, so I highly recommend getting in and joining in on the fun while it is fresh and before we go too far off the rails. Speaking of off the rails, tonight I am the flexible GM who tolerates the creative flavor, loves hoodies, and is ready to get this ding dang game started. Y'all y'all ready to get going?
Time to kill. Time to kill.
All right. Then let's get going. Previously on Neon Souls, your crew is currently finally planning on taking care of one of your arch nemesises, a corporate fixer and all-around crappy person named Deborah Keene, also known as Miss Scarlet, also known as Red. You've had a lot of run-ins with her in the past, back on Earth, have fled to New London, but she has followed you here. You have made a very elaborate plan to deal with this person by recruiting, or counter-recruiting, I guess you could say, all the members of her team to get them out of the way, to negate some of her defenses, and give yourselves an opening to get in and take her out, including the Nega group, as we put Throttle, the Bruiser, Catalyst, also known as Jared Vaughn, who was the face of this group, and Lucky, the tech guru. The first 2 you had recruited previously, getting to your side through punching in the face a lot and bringing up romantic trysts in the past. The last one that you dealt with last week, Lucky, you dealt with by paying them a crap ton of money and then threatening them to leave New London. After dealing with all of that, leaving only the hacker of this group, the enigmatic figure known as Lucid, as the last remaining member of this group, and assuming that you're not going to be able to easily dissuade them from their task, given some of the hints that you received from the other members, you decided to go in with the information you had, knowing the defenses of Miss Scarlet's compound, knowing where it resides, and being well equipped to hopefully take care of it and take care of her once and for all. There was a little bit of cahooting, I guess, in amongst the group. I'm sorry, I've gone with like Yahtzee and dad jokes and ding dang, and I don't know why I'm in this mindset right now, but
There
I'm
were
running
kisses.
this. Yeah, there were kisses.
Do you
given.
mean canoodling?
Canoodling? Canoodling? I have so much trouble with that word.
He said cahooting, which I think is a Pokemon.
Playing games on Kahoot.
No, we broke Val.
Off to a really good start.
Oh, canoeing.
Okay, we got 2 hours. I gotta get through this. Canoeing. You guys went canoeing. Specifically, Clarity and Zane did a little bit of canoeing.
That's what I'm calling Fade to Black from now on.
And Alco
And
did some respectable canoeing, and then Choke and Yule did some rather intense canoeing.
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful canoeing.
Whitewater rapiding. Yes.
Yes. With all that canoeing done, you were tired, rested for the evening, came up with an elaborate plan to create some sort of virus. We'll get more into that as we go. I'm not going to try to explain this plan that y'all have created. But the next day, packed up, weapons ready to go, team on standby, loaded up in your car, and made your way to the location of Miss Scarlet. So that's where we are at right now. Just to reiterate, other than the four of you, you have Ghost with you and Phoebus. Okay. So 6 in total for the strike team on your way in traffic. Is there anything anyone wants? I'm opening up this can of worms. Is there anything anyone wants to do on their way there? Yes, please.
This is not Choke. This is Savannah speaking. We have a loot drop from the chat.
Okay.
Just wanted to draw your attention to that.
Right away. All right,
Thanks,
let's get
Mecca.
started. Thank you, Mecca.
He's here.
Thanks, Mecca.
What is the we need to roll for the loot drop.
Do you think
let's
Mecca in
see.
real life like announces their own presence at like parties by just dropping valuable things on the floor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that just a thing that Mecca does? Just let us know in chat, Mecca, if that's like your deal in real life. That'd be great.
Who still has space for a cipher?
I do.
Chuck the only one?
I'm full.
Because I
Roll
only,
that
I only had
D100.
one and I used mine.
Yeah.
Like a go to parties, says Mecca. That is mood, my friend.
6.
Chuck, you find comprehension.
Finally!
Wait, what?
Jesus.
Comprehension. Within 5 minutes, the user can understand the words of a specific language keyed to the cipher. 2 languages of the cipher is level 5 or higher. This is true even if the creature does not normally have a language. If the user can already understand the language, the cipher has no effect. Once the cipher is used. We might have to re-roll on this one because I don't really do languages in this game.
No, my
can
lizard brain is
talk
evolving.
To Alfredo.
Okay, we're gonna go with pet languages.
Can I please talk to aminals?
Please?
Sure.
Can I please use it to talk
All
to
right.
aminals?
Fine. Go to roll a d6 for me.
I hope it's so powerful. 5!
Woo!
So that's a level 6, so it has 2 languages that you can learn. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what languages they have. I'm just gonna basically say that there are 2 languages you can pick from. Have at it. I don't
This is
care.
real biology happening in front of you. Evolution is real.
I'm trying to decide how this device gets into your possession. Because this sounds like something that Chance might have made, but I can also say it's something Phoebus kind of had. So I will open the floor if, Sam, you want to say that Chance made
Sure.
this for... Okay.
Choke, actually, I've got something for you. I'm not sure why I felt like this might be something you would like, but I've made a little, it's like sort of a dot that you connect to your temple, and when you do that, you can hear animals, mostly cats, speak. You can also understand science babble, because I know that I'll often try to have a conversation with you, and there's a little bit of a, not, let's call it a language barrier. So when I just ramble at you, you'll know what I said.
I didn't read to the end of the thing.
Oh no, what happened?
Once the cipher is used, the effect is permanent. Choke gets to permanently learn 2 other
Choke
two
is smart.
languages.
I've done it! I won!
Joke! You can always talk to Freddy! Always!
Okay.
So
Learn.
essentially, Choke, if you want to pick two learn,
You
and
can
I
pick
will,
a different language.
No, I want to
I
go with
will-
the two that Sam said because I think it's fucking hilarious.
Okay, so what are the two we're going with?
It's science and
An
cat.
alien cat.
An
Yeah.
alien cat.
Okay.
Science.
Two genders: science and alien cats.
My character sheet says comprehension level 6, 2 languages. Science, Alfredo.
Okay. So yeah,
That's
once
my
the cipher's
favorite kind of
used.
pasta sauce.
So the question I have is, Choke, are you just do you just go ahead and pop this on? And
If
use
it's
it then?
permanent, yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't count against your
pop on.
cipher. Once you use it, it's off your cipher list. It's permanent. And it doesn't count against this.
Okay,
So
I'm
you still
gonna
have free space.
Put this,
Yeah.
I guess, under my abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that's the I don't want to put it with the rocket fist. Hold on.
I'm gonna have to voice Alfredo now.
I've done it.
I'm so excited for
Think
this.
about it. Think
Blow up
about
the
it
loft
now.
before y'all get back.
This feels like a special ability to me.
I'm so happy.
I'm gonna put
If
it there.
anyone
Find a
rolls a
voice mod.
1
Find
at
a
any
voice
point
mod.
during this session, I'm blowing up the loft.
No!
Just be ready for that.
You're a monster.
It's the worst.
All right. You plug it onto your temple.
Yeah.
Suddenly, science makes sense to you.
Now, does science make sense to me? Or does it
No.
only make sense when someone's
No,
talking
it's-
about it
the
and then it
words make
immediately
sense.
leaves me?
The context makes sense. You understand like the premise of it, but as far as like how it all works and stuff, it's still where it was before.
Great. This is literally probably the best thing that I've ever gotten in a game. And I've been
Alright.
given a rocket fist and at one point an entire pirate ship. So
Yeah. Yep. And I regret this one the most.
wait, say something science-y.
The theory behind the replication of DNA is that you have to have certain enzymes that interact with one another that cause it to function in a way that helps us produce proteins.
What the fuck?
Oh, good.
I
So
was
they got
really
that then.
hoping he was just gonna say the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
I think even Choke knows that one.
I bullshitted that. I don't know. That was.
It is now.
I don't know any science either. Yeah. Okay. Anything else in traffic? Sorry to interrupt with that.
I'm not.
We also got a recovery in the chat, I saw.
Ooh.
I don't know who it's for.
Does it not say?
Find it. It doesn't say who it's for. Weiss, tell me who it's for.
Because that will be crucial.
And thank
if
you.
there's while we're waiting for that. Yes, thank you. If there's anything other conversations that need to be had on the way, any planning, anything like that.
So the dogs are going to be locked up. What about the turrets and the sonic fence?
I mean, I can just use the same virus we developed to disable those.
Oh. Okay.
Great.
At least for 12 hours.
Oh, I didn't think it'll take us 12 hours to kill her. I would hope that that's not the case.
Speaking of, how's your arm, Choke?
Oh, it's fine.
Good. No lasting damage, anything like that.
I don't think so. Not that I
Perfect.
can
I'll
tell
have
anyway.
you. Oh, good. We'll have you punch a wall when we get there.
Great.
Does that thing mean that you could, like, maybe talk to the guard dogs now, too?
Oh no, I don't think so. Just alien cats.
Oh, that is oddly specific. Okay, I won't question anything. That's fine.
Overall, I feel like that one's going to be more helpful in the long run.
Oh yeah. Okay, but who's gonna actually kill her?
I don't like getting my hands dirty.
Okay.
I mean, I can do it.
Can or want to?
Both.
Okay. Good.
Good.
Isn't that the turn?
I think it's the next one.
Are
Rerouting.
Damn it.
are they just nerves, or seems less rambunctious than most normal car rides?
We're in the zone.
I was pretty sure
You
last
know-
time we were all in a car together, we got attacked by a giant robot.
Mm-hmm. We did. Both times, actually.
You know, you're right.
Wait, I thought the giant robot was in the street. I think the last time we were all in the car together was when Ren like attacked us all in her motorcycle.
Right, but there was a droid then too.
Oh, there was a
Mhm.
droid. Okay, yeah, there was a death robot. There's a lot of death robots. I can't keep them all straight.
I
I
don't
feel like
really
there should
think.
be like laws against that.
Yeah, I don't really feel like we should call them death robots, though. They've historically done very little to us.
Well,
Except,
the death for someone. That's the intent, at least.
yeah,
Not for us, though.
not for us.
They're
No.
like more annoyance bots.
That one did take the arm off one time.
Distraction bots.
I've had enough of being called out by this conversation. This persists for the next 2 hours while you are driving through traffic. You get caught in morning rush hour a little bit. Eventually, it clears up. You make it off the turnpike.
I forgot we were doing a
to-
murder in the middle of the day.
You are,
Yep.
because that was the plan. And you arrive in G Sphere in this. It's actually a fairly crowded, commercial district, but there are a couple of these kind of like gridiron style, commercial centers, where at the pinnacle of where they kind of connect at the center of these two thoroughfares with the cars like hovering, swerving between them, there is this gas station that you see, that you have been sort of clued in on. You saw it on a security feed before. Has a big closed for business sign out front. There's a pretty rinky-dink security perimeter around the outside, like a barbed wire fence that surrounds it. It looks kind of like a piece of crap that hasn't been torn down yet, but you all know that there is this cloaking field over it from the true building there. There's this holographic projection. You can't see through it. You don't know what's on the other side or what to expect on the interior, but you are there, and I assume bring the hover car down, maybe a block over, to avoid suspicion.
Right.
All right. So, how do we send in the virus?
Well, before we go in, I've got something that can help. I think I gave this to Choke, but didn't get used. The bee. I'm going to send the bee in.
The bee.
So, I'm going to send in the infiltrator, which is, it moves at great speed, mapping and scanning an unknown area, moves at 500 feet per level, scanning the area up to 50 feet per level away from it. It identifies basic layouts, creatures, and major energy sources, and either transmits this information back to the user or returns to the user to show what it saw. I'd prefer if it could return.
Okay. All right. You
Its movement is blocked by any physical or energy barrier. So if there's like a door that it can't get through, it can't get through the door.
Okay.
Like a bee.
Like a bee. Yes. You send, I assume, like, crack the window a little bit, hold the bee up, and goes flying off. Little bee drone disappearing in the air a few feet ahead as you can no longer see its small shape in the distance, and vanishes for a little while. And it said it comes back to sort of relay the information to you. You don't get like a real time. Okay. It zooms off, kind of carrying off for a while, leaving all of you to sit in the car for a bit. Ghost sitting there, shing, continuing to shing, sharpen her knife. Phoebus is kind of nervously like cleaning his blaster, checking the holsters, tightening the straps a little bit. Seems a little bit on edge from the situation.
So, right, before we, like, actually kill her, were we gonna find out if she had any, like, access to Phoebus's memories?
Oh yeah.
I
I
assume
thought-
that was the plan, yeah.
I thought torture, like get as much info as we can, and then.
Okay.
Not necessarily in that. Well, the is gonna be last, obviously, but the other stuff can go in really any order, I suppose.
Either way, I just would like to get the information that I need before, she slits her throat and Ghost says, shoot. I didn't assume I'd be doing it. I'm just trying to stay ready, just in case. Y'all have been way more fucked over by her than I have. Shoot.
Oh yeah, info gathering is like first and foremost. So.
Phoebus pulls out his own knife. Hey, can I borrow that for a sec? Oh yeah, sure. Hands it. He starts sharpening his knife.
And pulls out her little dinky blaster. Okay.
They're both
Pulls out
kitted
his
out in
dinky
like
blaster.
full. They're both kitted out in like full SWAT infiltration equipment, body armor, weapons, and on every surface. Like they're ready to go.
Lab coat.
You have a lab coat. Eventually, the bee returns, sort of boinks against the window for a second before you roll it down, and it comes back in and lands in your palm. And yeah, I think it gives like a full like projection. I was kind of imagining for this of like the layout and what it was able to scan. What you gather is that the building that it projects in front of you is not the same one you're looking at. It is a much different kind of construction shape, and less like the gas station, the refill station that you're looking at is kind of oblong shaped, and it's got the like pumps and the energy refills like kind of partitioned out front. There's none of that on the scan. It's just like a simple like rectangular building, which kind of has like a domed top to it. You can see a couple of, I think, like energy readings that come out. The first one kind of on the exterior, you get this like vague kind of energy signature from these like pylons around the edge, which you're gathering are the holographic projection devices. Very low, like you're not going to have any issue getting through those. It doesn't actually look like there's any kind of scanning to that holographic that projection other than as just a deterrent. The major deterrent, you see a very large energy signature from the immediate exterior of the building, where there seems to be some sort of high reading coming from a kind of smaller cluster of like generators around the outside, and you can assume that is probably the security fence that has been mentioned previously. Other than that, the bee was not able to get into the building itself with that security perimeter without destroying itself, which I sort of assumed it was programmed not to do. So it could come back and tell you about it. The only other readings that you get are for 2 vehicles that are currently parked out front. Both of them seem to have low energy readings, indicating that they are not currently like idling or in the process of moving. You get like low heat signatures from them, indicating they have probably been there for a long period of time. Otherwise, not much outside. No sign of movement or guards or anything posted between the holographic barrier and the security fence.
Well, first obstacle, fence. Clarity, do you think you can hack the fence?
Who do you think you're talking to?
I don't know if it's connected to a network. Might just be not.
I mean, as long as I can kind of see it, it's connected to some sort of power source.
Did you bring Alfredo?
Yes, I did. Pulls them out of her bag.
Oh my god. All right.
Don't worry, he only attacks when I tell him to now.
Wow.
Chance, it's kind of
If
like
you say you bring Alfredo is here and he's gonna be with you because you're not leaving him in the car. That would be
I know.
unsafe.
Well, I'm not. I'm not leaving the car though.
Oh, right, you're
At
not.
least I don't think I am.
Well, that's
Alfredo's
will
with
say.
me. He
I
will
will
stay
say-
with me.
If you're going to be hacking the fence or any of the security measures and stuff, you're probably going to have to be closer.
Fine, okay. I'll still have Alfredo with me. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
If you try and kill my cat, I'll cry.
I'm not going to kill your cat. I just might take your cat.
No. I will also cry. Anyway.
Hey, buddy.
I don't want to have to do the cat voice just yet. I wasn't ready.
I told you to be ready. Do you have a voice mod? Just throw a voice mod on. Do it. Make it happen.
There are 2 options in my head going on right now, and I don't know which one I want to commit to.
Flip a coin.
It's fine. Maybe he doesn't want to talk to me right now. Rude ass cat.
I think Alfredo gives you just sort of like there's just like the 2 little like tentacles on the top of his head sort of like twitch, and his head just like whips towards you. Just sort of shrinks back a little bit. Seems very concerned. Very freaked out.
You know, the exact
it's
cat face.
scribbling in a note. Observing.
Is that good?
I think he's a little surprised. It's fine. Let's see. So hacking the fence, right? First things first.
Yes.
Okay. Can I start doing that? Or do I notice that I need to be closer?
Once
to
y'all
it?
get out of the car and get through the field. So, are y'all making your approach?
I'm ready.
I mean, are we trying to be covert about this?
Ghost says, "Oh, I'm covert about everything I do, honey."
I was going to say don't call me honey, but I was kind of into it, so I'm just going to ignore it. Okay.
Clarity's gonna turn invisible.
Ghost is also going to turn invisible.
Fucking hate it when they do that.
And twins.
All right. So the 4 of you that can be seen and the 2 of you that are invisible leave the car, go walking down the street through kind of the sparse early morning commuters that are walking along the sidewalk. A few of them giving you strange looks, but this is G-Sphere, and most of them don't look twice. Keeping their heads low, not really trying to make a scene out of all of it, assuming something's about to go down. Most of them kind of hurry along their way. You reach the intersection where you cross the street towards this gas station, and you reach the point where there's that kind of rinky-dink, like barbed wire fence going around it. You stop for a second. Who's taking point here? Choke?
Probably me.
All right. Choke, you kind of step forward, being kind of told by the group what to expect, and you step right through. And as Choke takes another step forward, she vanishes from in front of you, kind of pixelating out the area around her, kind of shimmering.
Okay, that's pretty cool, actually.
The rest of you step through as well.
Yeah.
All right. You all step to the other side through this illusion, which from this vantage point, you can still see kind of projected like a shell almost around you. This weird kind of like photo rays kind of coming through at a weird angle, like you're viewing a movie from the wrong side of the projection screen. It's very strange. Sort of like lens flares on every direction, like you're in a Star Trek movie. You just can see ahead of you the building that you've been told about, or you've seen in this this readout that you got from the drone. It is a short, like 2-story cinder block building with no windows on the exterior. There is a loading bay off of the left side with its metal grate currently closed. There is another entrance, doors, a set of double doors off to the right from that loading bay entrance, and it looks like there's probably some side entrance around the left side of the building as you're kind of viewing it from an angle. In front, there is a vehicle part, a big like SUV type, black tinted windows, pretty nondescript. Around the left side of the building is a sleek red sports car or luxury hover car that is pretty loud. Part kind of off from the loading bay area.
We're taking both of those cars.
I assume so. At this point.
I'm gonna go ahead and call the red one. Just saying.
As you approach the building, you can see the generator actually kind of built out from the wall, kind of between the loading bay, the loading dock, and the open or the front entryway of the structure. It is it's humming. It seems to be active, and there are these steel beams, essentially, or pylons that come out of the ground at several points, just on the other side of where those cars are parked, but between you and the building. They don't glow or have any sort of resonance to them. You overall don't really notice anything off about them as you approach, but you stop just short of where they're at. There's probably about a 50-foot gap between them and the actual exterior of the building. Oh, and I should mention the dome that I talked about before. There is a sort of a prismatic or a what am I trying to say? Like a geometric pattern of like dark plate glass windows that are surfaces that form this, like I said, geometric dome on top of the building.
Can we like attempt to just fuck up the people as much as possible and maybe not the building necessarily? Because this is pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, it's almost like it was created perfectly to keep people out.
And it looks amazing.
We're gonna fuck that right up.
I thought it was worth an ask, but the mission comes
I
first.
mean, I'll try.
Will you, though?
So, Clarity, you want to try to hack the fence?
Yes, I have hacked the impossible that you sometimes let me use.
I do sometimes let you use it, except when it would be boring to not make you roll for things. What is the... I always forget what the exact language of hack the impossible is. Pull it up.
You can persuade robots, machines, and computers to do your bidding. You can discover an encrypted password, break through security on a website, briefly turn off a machine, such as a surveillance camera, or disable a robot with a moment's worth of fiddling.
Okay. You can definitely use that here to be able to hack this impossible to hack security fence. I think that we're gonna have to. I'm still gonna make you roll for it. Not necessarily against the ability to hack it, but the ability to hack it undetected. You know, there is an elite hacker that is working for this group, and you can probably safely assume they have some counter hacking software that they are using here that might tip them off if you do this the wrong way.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make this show party. I'm gonna make this a difficulty 5.
Okay, well, I'm specialized in computer programming and computers, so
All right.
brings it down to a 3.
Mhm.
I have an
help her?
impulse.
Can I help? Can I help? Can I help? Can I help? Can I help?
You can help. Describe me how impulse helps here.
Okay. So, well, that one just looks weird. Is that like a little squiggly? Is that supposed to be there? I don't know. I just, this is like layman's terms, but like, doesn't that just, that line of code just looks wrong, right? Is that just me? Maybe that's just me. Anyway, yeah. You have a crack in your screen. Yeah, so that, I don't think that's a 7. That's actually a 4.
You know, I'm like seeing it through my cyber eyes, right? I'm not looking at the screen. I mean, I guess you're right, but like,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was just checking. Just checking.
I have a crack in my
Alright.
screen?
Yeah, just wait. Oh no, it's just a smudgy. Never mind. It's a smudge. You're good.
Impulse can help.
Is that 2?
So
Two.
that you get 2 for that.
Yeah, so it brings it to a 1. I'll roll just to make Val happy.
Thank you.
Got a 12.
Good, so you succeed. You're able to, when you get to this distance here, isolate the signal for the generator. It is not directly wired into the building itself. It seems to be remotely connected to some sort of server inside the structure, which is programming it or enabling it currently. You begin to sort of hack into the security fences safety protocols. And you can't tell, it's not always activated. In fact, it's not activated right now. What activates it is motion detected passing through it, at which point any motion that does not meet the certain biometric readouts that it has been programmed to allow to pass, or does not if it is an inorganic object. Yes.
So you said it was attached, it was hooked up to a server that's inside the building?
It is remotely hooked up. It's not hardwired.
Yes. but it's still hooked up.
Mhm.
So I could plug in our virus and infect the server.
I'm gonna say, given the sophistication of this virus, you could attempt to upload it through this this connection if you wanted to. That would be more difficult. I would probably make you roll a separate check to be able to
Okay.
do that. And it's gonna have an added level of difficulty to it because it is much easier to untether the connection given the like if there are firewalls or other counter software that is in the network of the building itself. It's probably going to be harder to do it. So
Okay.
you can try that if you want to.
So it's a question if I do it now or later.
Yeah. You imagine the safest way to do it is going to be able to find the server room in this building and to upload it there.
Okay. So I will wait.
Okay. But you access the generator itself, and you get the slightest peek at the security programming for the structure, and it is impressive. There is very subtle code that has been kind of woven into the kind of utility commands of the generator itself and its kind of basic programming, that the slightest meddling with it would create sort of a cascade effect that would then potentially alert the certain parties or the building itself, put it on lockdown, cause some sort of system alert to be triggered. And you almost stumble across that a few times in trying to find the right way to do it, trying to find a way to deprogram the fence or to allow your access through it. But I think in the end you are able to, rather than doing something overly complicated, you find the simplest way is to just cut it off from its power supply, disabling a couple sections of this fence so you can pass through harmlessly. And you do that. And again, there's no immediate visible effect, but if you did it correctly, then this section in front of you should be harmless to walk through.
Do I still have the radio that emits a frequency from the Alien Apocalypse arc?
Do you mean your GGK radio?
Yes.
The one that you were using to... Oh boy. Is this the one that you were using to track down, to identify replicants? Or the one that you were doing,
Yes.
created to do that, but also worked against the
Aliens, yep.
The aliens? Gotcha. Sure.
Okay, I'm just going to turn it on and throw it through the section of fence just to see if the sonic fence just injures it.
Okay, you throw it and it kind of makes that whining noise that only Choke picks up right now, and kind of like grates on you. It passes through, kind of clicks across the ground a couple times, but doesn't seem to break.
Choke, can you still hear it? Okay. Walks over, picks it up, turns it off.
Okay.
Hate that.
Sorry.
It might actually be interesting to see if either of them are, for some reason, replicants. So, hold on to that.
Okay. What's next?
All right. The turrets, if I'm not mistaken. Can we see the turrets from here?
No, they do not seem to be on the exterior of the building.
Lovely. So, do we risk getting closer? Or is there any way to get into the computer system of the interior?
Well, I suppose I can.
Ghost says, "You're not going in there alone, though." I'm right here, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
God.
Can I use an intrusion?
Yes.
Okay. I have an intrusion called Serendipitous Landmark, which When it seems like the path is lost, a trail marker, a landmark, or simply the way the terrain or corridor bends, rises, or falls away suggests to you the best path forward, at least from this point. So not like the entire way in, but just how do we get in?
I love that this is just the dumb luck character. Just, oh, over there. It's actually great for me because it gives me a reason to just be like, oh yeah, you can go that way and keep this train a chugging. Yeah, you. So you see the doors and everything in front of you. Actually, what you notice, kind of looking over, is there is a slight gap between that you didn't notice from a distance between the bottom of the bay doors for the loading dock and the ground. Probably like a 3-inch gap.
Clarity. Do you think Alfredo could fit under there?
By himself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to train it to go places and sneak into things and stuff, but I don't know if he's picked it up yet.
Do you want to tell Alfredo to go open the door?
If he'll listen.
You can try it.
All right. He kneels down.
Fuck all of you for doing this to me. You too.
Oh, I've already
Mecca.
put in the marker. Marker, Alfredo speaks.
All right, you. I know you can understand me.
How are you doing that?
What? Talking.
That.
I'm talking to you.
You understand the hive tongue.
Sure, buddy.
It's been many cycles since I've heard it.
Sorry?
Do you also do the bidding of the glowing one?
No. Wait.
Looks over to Clarity and then looks back at you.
Oh, her.
Yes, the glowing one.
Oh yeah, we're friends.
Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I do not understand.
You know, we can work on that one later.
Tell Alfredo that I love him.
Clarity. The glowing one. Her name's Clarity.
The glowing one, yes.
She loves you.
What does this mean?
It's a good thing.
Will she provide me with more sustenance?
Oh yeah.
Then I love her too.
Good. 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 He loves you too. And he's hungry.
Okay, I have some jerky.
Okay. Here's the deal. I need you to do something for me. And then you can eat here instead of wait until we get home.
The tentacles on the top of his head, which are kind of like pinned down before, kind of perk up and start to twitch.
Okay?
What does she demand be done?
Do you see that gap over there?
Yes.
Right. We're too big to fit, so I need you to go under there and open the door.
You wish for this barrier to be removed?
Yeah.
I can accomplish this.
Great. There's jerky in it for you.
I will feast on the desiccated flesh when I return.
Okay.
Leaps over and starts padding down towards the gap. Squeezes underneath. Little kitty cat booty kind of shaking, and then pops over to the other side. And is gone. There's a moment of nothing. And then you hear a grinding noise, and the gate shuts. And then there's another grinding noise, and it starts to open again.
Oh, we
This time
got there.
opening the rest of the way.
So you told him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred is such a good boy.
This is fascinating. Chance, are you writing this down?
Oh, I've gotten all of it. Don't worry. It's fascinating.
Clarity pops back from being invisible and pulls jerky out of her bag.
Alfredo goes padding up and just stops,
Got your flesh.
sitting in front of you and staring at it.
Here you go. Oh wait. Sit.
Sits.
Gives the jerky.
Takes it and just begins to tear into it with his tiny razor-like teeth
Good job, buddy.
as his bottom jaw sort of opens.
He's so cute when he eats.
Cute. Right.
You know, he really is.
I'm pretty sure he calls it feasting on desiccated flesh.
I mean, that's what jerky is.
But he knows that.
He's not wrong.
Not untrue. But yes, the fact that he's aware of it is kind of what is unsettling to me.
I mean, I know that burgers are for dead meat. I eat
Well, this
them.
just means that he's highly intelligent.
But we knew that.
But again, I guess, well, there's knowing and then having confirmation, I guess. They're very different things. Wow.
Also, he calls you the glowing one, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's kind of like talking to a weird little furry cult member.
I was about
Aw.
to say, does he like worship her?
That'd be weird.
That would be amazing.
I'm not gonna ask. I'll just let that one go.
Understanding of hierarchy in society.
Right. So we're in. Turns back invisible.
All right.
Scoops up Alfredo.
Alfredo tucks into your bag, little eyes peeking out through the gap, glowing in the darkness.
Alfredo literally is equal parts adorable and disturbing, and I can't handle
That's what I was
it.
going for. I was eventually going to give him like Scooter's voice, and I decided not to do that. Like I said, I was going two directions.
I like what you did.
I like the direction you went.
I did too. Although Scooter, obviously, we always love Scooter, but you know.
You don't want Alfredo if he's talking to you like this the entire time. Do you not love me?
Oh no.
All right. Inside, past the gates that have now opened, you see this loading dock. There's a lot of mechanical equipment around, like repair equipment for repairing vehicles. Some like armor plating off to the side that might be attached to a truck or to any sort of like retrofitted utility vehicle. It's not very large. It's probably, the bay is probably the size to fit like two kind of larger cars inside of. But past that, near the back of the workshop, there is a ramp leading up to a door that leads inside. Pencil Talons Jones, god damn it. Assuming nobody stops here to look around the warehouse, you head in that direction. Ghost and Clarity gonna try to find the server room invisibly first, or is everyone just heading inside?
I think we should try and find the server room.
Let's shut this shit down first.
Ghost pops back from being invisible for a second to say, all right, if we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna go with Claire on this one, then I think we should synchronize this, because once we bring down their systems, they're probably gonna know something's up. So maybe as soon as we do that, three of you go in, guns blazing, head to, I guess, try to find wherever she's at.
Okay.
Oh, four of you. I forgot Phoebus. You were there too. Gives way. It's all right. Everyone seems to forget that I'm here.
We're glad you're here, Phoebus.
And we're doing this for you.
No. Sorry. Not really you, but just in general. I'm just irritated by this whole thing. I'm ready to go. Cocks his blaster.
Right. We can talk about the social ramifications of all of this later. Great. So the twins go to the server room and let us know when everything's offline?
We'll wait for your signal.
All right.
Be safe.
Bye. Waves, even though she's invisible.
I know for some reason that you waved, even though I can't see you, so I'm gonna wave back.
It's just her.
All right, we'll start with Ghost and Clarity then, and push inside, and then we'll come back for the others. So Ghost also goes back to being invisible, and the two of you kind of creep inside. Ghost, I'm going to change the music here for a bit. We're going to go with something a little bit more stealthy. Ghost kind of quietly over to you, Clarity says, I'm going to take point. Move on my signal, okay?
Okay.
The door opens in front of you. You follow through. Ghost sort of pats your shoulder to signal to stop. And you can just faintly hear the sound of her footsteps moving ahead of you. As you enter this hallway, it's inside. It is much more sort of modern than it was before. Everything is like stainless steel paneling along the walls and the ceilings with this this fluorescent light glowing through the metallic-looking veneer of the panels along the ceiling of the building, as well as on either side of the floor, kind of along the corners of the hallway, giving this kind of ambient, this kind of 360 ambient lighting through here. Ghost proceeds ahead a little bit, where the corner kind of the hallway sort of cuts a few ways, leaving you kind of alone for a moment. You stop, just wait, kind of hearing nothing but your own breathing for the slightest pause until, without even realizing she had approached, there's another tap on your shoulder, and she says, "All right, up ahead. Just be really careful. Don't make any noise, okay?"
Okay.
She creeps ahead of you. Clarity, I need you to roll to, we're going to do kind of a sneak check here.
Key.
Just going to be speed based.
So, well, I'm invisible. I'm specialized in stealth and speed defense tasks.
Nice. Again, this is going to be a 5. So if you're specialized, that'll automatically bring it down to a 3.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else.
The only thing I will remind everybody has is the 1 free level of effort from.
That's true, and you held off
Impulse.
using it last session.
I know. I don't. I still might want to save it.
That's fair. You can spend regular effort if you want.
I'll spend some regular effort, which is. I cannot remember it every time.
I think you have an effort of 5 right now.
Yes.
Okay. How many points do you want to spend? So you're at a 3. What do you want to bring it down to?
I'll bring it down to 1.
Okay. So you're going to spend 2 levels. You don't have any edge in speed. So you're just going to spend 5 points from your speed pool.
Okay. Okay. And then I roll.
Then you roll.
That's a 1.
No! They said they were gonna blow up the loft!
Well, I can't do that now because Alfredo isn't there. But Alfredo is in your bag.
No.
That means I got a free intrusion. You head down the hall. You don't see anybody moving throughout here. It's very quiet. It doesn't even sound like there's anybody else in this building as far as you can tell. When you reach kind of a junction at the end of the hall, you realize why Ghost was telling you to be so careful. Because at this intersection, sort of hanging from the ceiling, is a white, kind of plated automatic turret at this intersection, which is kind of doing like a very slow kind of back and forth sweep, and has this like security camera dome mounted to the underside of it. And there is a kind of a breathless moment as Ghost sort of kind of pats you twice to make sure you keep moving, and heads ahead of you, kind of falling, trying to stay kind of close to the wall, underneath it, trying to skirt by, avoid, try to make as little motion or movement as possible. Clarity.
Yeah.
You try to do the same. However, you're not as skilled with the aspects of stealth and infiltration as your sister is, and you make a wrong step, and there is a section of the floor where Ghost had actually stepped over on both of her approaches, being very careful with her footfalls, but hadn't noticed a pressure plate in the floor. You trigger that pressure plate, and immediately the turret drops about half a foot, spins, and then unloads in your direction, this blaster fire, just sort of spanning the length of this corridor. You'll have to make a speed defense roll.
Can I do an
You can do it in... Oh, yeah. I forget you've got your intrusion. What's... You doing your malfunction?
Advantageous malfunction.
This intrusion has been the bane of my existence for a game that is built so much on technology.
Have you thought about putting into your game, like dudes with guns?
I do, and then you make the guns malfunction.
Dudes with knives.
Yeah, everyone here is no tech. From this point forward, I'm not doing any tech. It's just a bunch of biker dudes with chains riding around Mad Max style through this setting. I gotta do tech. It's cyberpunk. Yeah,
I don't
you
want to
can't.
get shot.
No,
Well, you have a
that's
recovery also from the chat.
yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fair. I mean, you're
Morgan.
spending XP to do it, so that's a significant cost. So unexpected advantageous malfunction means against you malfunctions. It might harm the user once distracting side effect for a few rounds. Okay. Here, yeah. So I think what happens then is it's still going to make a lot. It's still going to go off. But it, as it kind of spins and begins to fire, you're invisible. It doesn't have anything to lock onto. So it just kind of fires blindly down the hall. And inexplicably, nowhere in your vicinity. You just kind of like pinned against the side of the wall, and it just fires just a stream of blaster around, just laser fire down the hallway. Makes a terribly loud racket, but it doesn't seem to have any other effect. That eventually kind of stops, and you can see like the glowing of the cartridge kind of begin to fade, so then it kind of sets back into the ceiling.
You could have mentioned that.
I thought you'd step over it.
I can't see a pressure plate on the ground when it's dark, and how would I see that?
Shh, quiet. And you hear footsteps coming down the hall pretty quickly. Ghost, you feel like a hand on you, kind of pushing you back towards the wall and beginning to move, like sliding down actually like towards the footsteps, trying to get further down the hall away from where this happened. And you see walking down the hall, kind of rounding the corner and heading towards you, a like black clad figure, wearing kind of very nondescript, like a long kind of coat, black shirt underneath, everything kind of like covering every inch of skin, gloves as well, with a kind of helmet conforming to their face with this chrome mask on the front, and hovering beside them in the air is this round silverish like drone, just kind of hovering beside them, and they have a data pad out that they're hitting buttons on as they're walking down the hall. And then walk right past the two of you, and stop underneath the turret, begin to hit some buttons and look up at it, kind of walk around like they're doing calibrations on it.
I can't remember. Did we get like, because our virus is a biotech virus, right?
Yeah.
Did we get any like tranquilizer shots of it or anything? I feel like we talked about
assuming
that.
so, because you talked about it. Ghost does another like tap signal to you to stay quiet, and then you feel her kind of begin to move in the direction of that person. Do you do anything? Do you let her do her work?
I'm just double checking if there's anything I want to do.
Because I'm gonna say she does not have the virus. If you want to be using that, then you're gonna have to do it.
I'm gonna, as I feel her move past, grab her.
Okay. She stops as you grab her shoulder.
I'm assuming I have like some sort of like thing that I can shoot.
Mhm.
Or do I have to go up behind them and
I think you're gonna have to stab him with it.
Okay. Yeah, Clarity's gonna move forward, I guess, and try and stab them in the neck with this syringe of a biotech virus.
Okay, so you're going with the virus. It's not really a matter of whether you succeed or fail because you're invisible. They're unaware of your presence. I don't think you can fail with this. I just wanted to know whether we were going with the old-fashioned stabby stab or if we were going with the biotech virus. You kind of creep up past Ghost, taking out the virus, stepping forward, and you jab it into their neck. Yes?
Yes, what are you doing, Sam?
I'm upset because this is a bad idea.
I don't care.
Somewhere Choke is
You-
really proud.
You
It's our
jam it into
plan!
their neck, and immediately they sort of wheel around at you, and you see a flash of metal as a blade sort of extends out from their sleeve. They slash through the air. I am going to have you make a speed defense roll.
Well, I'm specialized in that since I'm invisible.
Yes.
So what's the difficulty?
Difficulty on this is going to be a 7.
Okay, so that brings it down to a 5.
Yes.
Oh wait,
Wanna
I
use
did get
that
a
free effort?
I did get a recovery, didn't I?
Yeah.
You did.
I suppose I will use my free effort. Do I do a recovery roll?
Yeah, so you roll a d6 plus your tier.
Tier 4.
Mm-hmm. I'd say go ahead and do that because you got the roll, and then
Okay. That's 10.
okay. So you can recover up to 10 points in divided amongst your pools.
Cool. I am at full, so then I will spend my free effort.
Okay.
So that brings it down to a 4. And then I will spend another 5, which will bring it down to a 3.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll roll with that.
All right.
Wait, would it be 5 to bring it down one more?
So you started at 7, brought it down to a
Mhm.
5. You used your free level of effort from impulse, bring it down to a
Yep.
4, and then you used 2 levels of effort. You spent 5 points for 2 levels of effort.
Yes.
So you'd be at a 2.
Okay.
2.
So I'll be at a 2. Okay, I'll go with that.
Okay.
16.
All right, 16. You just barely dodge out of the way of this blade as it slices through the air, just inches from your invisible face, and you quickly take a step back, and Ghost pulls you back as well to get away, and you see them as the injection cylinder is now visible and kind of embedded in the side of this person's neck. They kind of reach up at it and begin to try to pull it out, so kind of slashing through the air wildly, trying to get at whoever did this, and then their movements begin to slow. And they sort of stagger for a second, and you watch that drone that was next to them sort of fall out of the air and click to the ground. They take a step forward, kind of jerkily, and they fall to one knee, then the other, and then they just kind of fall over onto the ground, face down.
Do we still need to find the server room?
You also notice that as you do that, the drone, or the security turret, which was still kind of spinning, like rotating slightly back and forth, it just kind of stopped.
So, like, what should we do with them? Should we, like, take them with us or tie them up? Or, I mean, they're not going to be able to do much, but I'm not used to stabbing people in the neck. So,
Yeah, I'd say he's probably out of it. And judging by that, I think that made its way to the servers. So I assume this is your hacker friend.
well, we're not friends. I mean, not yet. We could be someday, but like,
Right. Yeah, let's just get him somewhere out of the way just in case and let everybody. You slide him over there, I'll let the others know that we're clear.
okay. Picks him up by his arms and drags him over to the wall.
You you begin to pick them up, and you notice they're surprisingly dense. Not think you don't feel muscular, actually you feel like kind of boniness underneath, but they are very, very heavy. Heavier than you expect from a human body.
So my cyber eyes see like electronics if I focus.
Mhm.
If I focus on their body, what do I see?
Nothing.
Hmm.
Just a void.
Just gonna slip the mask off.
You slip the mask off. At this point, as the mask is removed, you do see electronics, as it seems like there's some sort of like coating or special material that the clothing is made of that seems to hide uh, uh, signals and computer signals. They do not have a face. There's some sort of material, like maybe like skin. I'll just say they have smooth, kind of featureless features, and cyber eyes, no mouth, no nose, just kind of like a blank mask. You've probably seen one of these before. They're an android.
Clarity goes, ew, and just drops them. Oh,
Ghost has just gone over the radio before that happens. It says, "We're all clear. Move in." Turns around. You what? Oh my god!
it's an android. That means it might have but some sort of, I don't know, AI type thing. I mean, AI androids are different, but they're similar, and you know how I feel about AI. And
If they're an android, then we probably should move because it's not going to matter what we do here. Because you're right, they're probably controlled by an AI, and as soon as they come back online, they'll be everywhere here. So we've got a clock. We need to go because we can't really like kill. My thing doesn't really work here, so yeah, we should go find your target.
yeah, ooh, I can't believe I touched it.
You really need to work on your prejudice towards not all of them. I mean, this one is trying to kill us, but like, all right, let's go.
Okay.
Rest of you get the signal from Ghost.
Going in.
Great.
Watch me.
Let's go.
I'm gonna take point. If you can't find me, you follow Phoebus.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I
taking
don't know
point.
that Chance has ever experienced Choke immediately going business mode.
He's never like been on a heist with them as like this.
Oh, this is her MO. It's okay. I know. It's very abrupt, but it's kind of hot, so just go with it, okay?
Safety off.
Thank you.
Right. Let's go then.
All right. All of you head in, and I think you converge with Ghost and Clarity back at where the hallways intersected. underneath this security turret.
They're
seeing the
invisible.
android. Ghost would have turned hers off at this point. So maybe Ghost is talking to herself if Clarity's still invisible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you should really just think about like just overall perspective of the whole thing. Oh, hey guys.
Wait, shh.
All right.
Is that lucid? Is that them?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Clarity would. I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're good. They're good.
Yeah, we
Okay.
stuck him.
Yeah.
They're an android.
I stabbed him in the neck with a needle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
You released a biovirus into an AI-centered android.
Yeah.
We can deal with that later.
why is that bad?
Well, androids learn.
Not if, well, we have 12 hours before it comes back online, and if
I'm not worried
Yeah.
about 12 hours, I'm worried about afterwards, but we've got 12 hours to kill someone. Let's do that first.
Well, and plus, if they're a sophisticated enough AI system, they'll integrate the composition of the virus, and they might be able to replicate it too. So we need to.
All right,
Yep.
nerds, walk
Right.
and talk, please.
All right, you begin
Just
to
kill
sweep
it, then? I don't know.
down the hallway and begin to follow, kind of checking like rooms. There are a number of like offshoot rooms that you go passing through, and each one you open, it's empty on the inside. Some of them conference rooms, lab rooms, things like that. This looks like it was probably some sort of research station. And you continue to push through, clearing section by section. But you're not finding much sign that there's been anyone in here. Most things are covered up and not really no really evidence that anyone is using them. You begin to ascend the stairs to go to the next level after you've cleared the first floor, and as you're heading up the stairs, you hear a voice coming over the intercoms. Well, I'm assuming since nobody's reported in that you're here now.
Are you Deborah?
Do not engage. Just keep going.
Assuming some of you are stupid enough to try to talk to me, I can't hear you. I can't even see you. You could be outside of my door right now, and I wouldn't even know. I just wanted to take a moment while you're approaching, preparing to, I assume, execute me, torture me, whatever it is you planned, and say that it won't matter. Not in the slightest. You begin to clear out rooms sort of desperately one by one as you kind of push through, looking for Miss Scarlet. Her voice continuing on. She says, I'll have you know that I'm rather fed up with all this business. We've been going through this for far too long, and I have no interest in continuing our relationship any further. I will make sure that you are burned by every organization on Earth, on the Moon, on bloody Mars, for all I care. You can kill me, but your lives are already over. I've already been in contact with a number of officials since I learned your presence here, and they'll all be aware of you very soon, I'm sure. You begin to clear through again, continue down the hallway until you round a corner, and this one is not a simple doorway leading into a room, but actually like a hallway with a slightly
sloping floor with a passage marker that says observation deck. And you head up these this ramp, which continues up and up until a set of doors at the far side. And as Miss Scarlet is continuing, you push through the doors into this expansive sort of observation station. There are monitors and small like workstations kind of situated around a circular room. One large kind of bank of very sort of high definition screens and monitors at the very center. All of it underneath this domed glass ceiling above you. And you hear the intercom voice of Miss Scarlet continuing in person as you kind of come around this bank of monitors, and she is sitting at a chair in front of you, and she turns to face you. She says, and we see each other face to face.
Get on the ground.
Again, I don't see why it matters.
My fist has rocket boosters. Get on the ground.
Again, as I was trying to say...
Lady, listen. Get on the ground. Or I'll just shoot you now. And we'll take whatever we need from your brain.
Fine. Go ahead. You wouldn't be the first this week. See, like I said, I contacted a lot of people when I found out that you were here in New London, and apparently some had a lot of interest in you. So they killed me, and they did this, also they could get you here. Which I'm sorry took much longer than I expected.
You're just a skin?
Something a bit different than that. I'm afraid.
Turn on
And
the
I shoot
radio.
her.
Clarity, as you turn on your radio device, you watch as her face kind of twitches again, and she stops speaking, but her mouth continues to move like she's trying to process something, but you've just like overloaded her system, and it begins to kind of like malfunction.
Oh, I love
Turn
that.
the radio back off.
And as that happens, you begin to hear loud engines from outside. Numerous ones. And flashing halogen lights of LSF cruisers as they descend down and begin to surround the building. You only seeing the lights coming through the observation deck above. But the monitors suddenly kicking on all around you, showing security feeds to the exterior of the building, where you see dozens and dozens of LSF officers as they swarm out of the cars, of the vehicles, and take up a perimeter around the building. And it's then that you notice something sitting on a table next to where Miss Scarlet is sitting. Is a about 3 foot by 3 foot silver chrome box with a projector lens on top of it. Something that you have not seen for a long time, since you first came to New London and first were contacted by Worm. and it begins to spin up. And as the projection spins up and it lights up, you see a form begin to pixelate in front of you of a figure sort of standing there holographically looking out at all of you. And you recognize this person. You see Yule. Hey guys. I figured based on your lack of response that it was probably a good idea I didn't do this in person. I promise you this isn't what it looks like.
It looks like you fucked us. Am I wrong?
Not really. Again, it's hard to explain, and I'm not really in charge of this whole thing. I'm doing this to try to talk you down.
What could they possibly have told you or given you or done to you that would make you think that we're going to stand down?
Nothing. I know that doing this, you're probably going to want to kill me right away. And if you make it out of there, you're probably going to come straight here and try to take me out. And I understand that. I just want to try to explain what's going on so that maybe you understand why I'm doing this, and maybe I can talk you into not doing something incredibly stupid.
You don't think you could have explained before we were surrounded by LSF?
It's the only way that they agreed to do this. I didn't have a choice. I'm doing this.
They.
It's a bit complicated, but you could say the WRM. You could say Lunatic. They're kind of the same thing. I haven't been in on this very long. About since you met me. I was approached by Lunatic shortly after joining the WRM, and they recruited me. Turns out they've kind of been running the organization behind the scenes. The leaders of the union were killed off way before they became a problem for the company. And, well, they replaced a lot of the noticeable figures with, gestures over to Ms. Scarlet. Right now, the WRM is more of a stopgap. Something to keep the people in check, vent frustrations, trying to eliminate potential threats before they become threats.
So a puppet.
Yeah.
Looks over at Choke. Turns out we were too good at our job. Is that what you're getting at?
You could say that. You're a little too efficient for what they expected when they brought you on. Figure keep renegades, rebels, outliers busy, give them less important tasks. Y'all kind of went off book a little bit, and they're trying to... Well, they're doing damage control. I am only doing this to give me and Zane a better life. We grew up a lot like any of you.
Where is
Zane's
Zane?
fine. It's fine, and he doesn't know about any of this, and he doesn't need to know.
You think
But
you'd
I'm
be
here
okay
to...
with this?
Zane's never been able to make the hard decisions. That's been my job.
Yeah, well, what do you think he's gonna do when he finds out his sister's a sellout bitch?
He'll probably hate me.
So much for a better life.
It doesn't have to be like this. I'm talking to you right now because you have a choice.
You had every
You have the same...
fucking opportunity to talk to us, Yule. For weeks. You could have talked to us. Last night, you could have talked to me. So pardon me if I'm a little pissed about being used. For the weeks we've known each other. And for last night. I've saved your fucking life after you got shot in the back. And I trusted you. With more than just my fucking robot arm, okay?
I know. All of that means something. This all meant something to me, and I care about all of you. You're all my friends, and
Shut the fuck up. You do not get to pull that crap right now.
if you just stand down and take the same deal I did, then you don't have to... Nobody has to get hurt.
Everyone will get hurt. Do you know what big corps like Lunatic do to people? You fucking crony. How much do they pay you?
Enough.
How much am I worth? Come on, give me a number. Hundreds of thousands, millions. What did you
Listen,
sell me for?
If you're not going to take my deal now, maybe you'll change your minds later. But for right now, stand down. I didn't want to have to pull this. But we have a hostage. If you don't stand down,
You better not fucking say what I think you're gonna say.
Swin's not going to make it.
You listen to me. And you listen fucking good. You are gonna give her back. You are gonna take your brother. You are gonna fuck off. I don't care where you go. You can go to another fucking planet. You can shoot yourselves into a black hole for all I care. If I ever see you again, and if anything happens to Swin, if there is one fucking yellow hair out of place on her head, I am going to take all your lunatic money. I'm gonna buy you a bunch of skins. And I'm gonna rip you limb from limb over and over and over again. Am I clear?
Yeah, I figured that'd be your response. But there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, that's not true.
And as she starts to speak, there is a sound outside, like another engine, like flaring, and you will kind of looks and she goes, shit. No, and the signal cuts, and the engine, that noise, that crashing is or that acceleration noise is then intercut by laser fire, as suddenly crashing through the top of the dome, sending shards of glass and debris down around all of you as you duck for cover. You see a van come smashing through the window and then kind of hovering for a stop above you, and leaning out the side as there's blaster fire and holes like in the back of the truck. You see Zane kind of leaning out and says, "We should probably go."
Okay, grab the bitch. Let's go. Let's go. Someone fireman carry Scarlet. Let's go.
I got her. Just
You begin to hear footsteps coming up the ramps and outside, like down the hallways as you're all climbing up. Zane kind of brings the hover hover carrier truck down, and you all begin to load in. And as a couple of you have made it, and others are carrying Miss Scarlet, and Ghost and Phoebus are covering fire along the back. The LSF agents that were coming in through the lower floors kind of burst into the room, and Phoebus and Ghost begin to lay down suppressing fire behind them. They duck behind barriers, and the firefight begins to ensue as everyone begins to load into the truck. Is there anything anyone wants to do in this situation?
Can I see the lead person at all?
They're all just the LSF kind of grunts. Who the lead commanding officer wouldn't probably be up here.
I mean, just leading like the charge.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can see them.
Whoever's leading the charge. First time I get to do this. I am going to use psychosis. Your
Okay.
words inflict a destructive psychosis in the mind of a target within long range that can understand you. Dealing 6 points of intellect damage, ignoring armor per round. The psychosis can be dispersed only if a target uses an action to do nothing but to calm and center itself. And
Okay.
I'm gonna flavor
Sorry,
this
what?
basically. I'm gonna flavor this basically as Impulse just. This would make a sailor blush, just swearing to high fucking heaven as all this goes down.
We're also flavoring this as a little bit of like cyberware kind of
Yeah.
fuckery, stuff like
Yes.
that, mind blast. Because as funny as it is, the idea of Sid of Impulse just swearing an enemy to death.
That's what she's doing. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, you send that out and kind of like building up that frustration, that anger. You send out that blast. So yeah, they don't make a defense or anything. They just take the being to
6
freak out. So
intellect, ignore armor.
you see the one up front being to freak out and just being to like fire through the air and like screaming and stuff and panic as he begins to just wildly shoot around him, causing the soldiers around him to also sort of back down and back off. And the that section kind of gives you a little bit more time as you load in. Ghost kind of rolls and kind of ducks through fire, kind of turning invisible for a second, then leaping into the truck. Phoebus is still kind of pinned down. He looks up at all of you and he says, "Just go.
Get
I'll
in
cover
the
you.
fucking
Go."
man!
No.
I'm spending an intrusion to say that Phoebus is not able to get through the blast and is going to have to stay behind, or else some of you are going to be at severe risk.
I will pay for this. No. I draw the line at a
Wait.
Phoebus.
Me
No.
too.
Can I use a cipher to help? Possibly. We can talk
What's
about
the
it.
cipher?
The cipher is visual displacement device, level 4, projects holographic images of the user to confuse attackers. The images appear around the user, giving them an asset to speed defense actions for 10 minutes per cipher level. Can I give it to Phoebus? It can
You would
use
like
it as
toss
an
it to
NPC.
Phoebus to use it. If you want to burn the cipher to save Phoebus, in addition to Sid spending the XP, I will say that will be enough cover, just enough of distraction for Phoebus to get there. As much as I want to give Phoebus a heroic sacrifice and get rid of one more goddamn NPC.
No.
Okay,
You
fine.
can't have him.
We're gonna save Phoebus.
You cannot have him.
All right. I was hoping y'all would go for it, but that's fine.
That is my son.
I will take intrusions all day long. You will not take our NPCs from us. No.
You
Haven't you done enough?
never. You toss the cipher over. It kind of skids across the ground to Phoebus. He looks over, grabs it. I think it like slams onto his chest and it like bursts. And suddenly there are like 20 Phoebuses like sprinting out from there. All of the guards giving like covering or trying to fire, trying to find the real one. But it's just chaos as 24 Phoebuses come just running out from nowhere. And the real Phoebus is able to duck into the truck, and Zane says, "All right, hold on, everybody," and pulls the hits the ignition, floors it, and there's this blast of speed as you all go sailing up and out of the dome, just in time to see the LSF cruisers come rising up. A couple of them trying to pursue, as the 6 of you with Zane go blasting off through G-Sphere on a high-speed pursuit. And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. And we'll pick up with a chase sequence, getting into some more action in the next episode. Guys, I've been waiting for this for so long. And it was just icing on the cake of what happened last time with you. Yule and Choke. I feel so guilty about it. Savannah's not going to talk to me anymore. Okay, I'm going to end the session before Savannah murders me with her stare. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope my players had fun in some regard. We'll be back in a couple weeks. End of session arcs. Did anyone make progress on their character arc?
I think it might be time for me to pick a new one.
Might be time.
I trained
You did
my alien.
I think you did make progress on training your alien.
No romance. And I did not get to kill Scarlet, so no revenge.
I will
it's
count
fine,
this
we'll
as
kill
your.
her.
You can. I think you can count this as your revenge on Miss Scarlet. You did take her out. Confirm that she's dead. She also did, about a week ago, die because of all of you. Anyway, you just didn't pull the trigger. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I would very adamantly say that could count towards some of your revenge against Catechism and Shadow, because, like she explained, trying to narc on all of you is what got her killed.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Snitches get stitches.
But you have a replicant you can fuck with too if you really want to take it out on someone. So, yeah. Let me put some less. But you know what? We haven't played this in forever.
Really... Yes. Music was really aggro.
So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back in a week to continue our story. If I'm alive in a week and my players haven't killed me or left the game.
It's fine. I run a game for you on Sundays.
We'll be back in a week. Join us in the meantime tomorrow on Saturday at 5 o'clock for Saturday Night Star Power, where we'll be continuing our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure inspired game and all sorts of other streams throughout the week. Check out our full schedule. Thank you to my lovely players Again, I don't hate all of you. I just wanted to put a little drama in your lives. And thank you to everyone out there for watching and for interacting and making purchases and stuff in the chat. Always make things so much more fun. But I'm going to shut up now. We'll see you all next time. And until then, good game and good night, Internet.